Scattered across the vast, shimmering expanse of the Indian Ocean lie two archipelagos, jewels of such extraordinary beauty they seem almost conjured from a dream. The Seychelles, ancient granite sentinels cloaked in emerald, and the Maldives, delicate necklaces of coral atolls, each beckon with the promise of paradise. But these are not identical Edens. They offer distinct enchantments, different rhythms of life, and unique natural wonders. For the discerning traveler, the choice between them is not merely one of destination, but of experience. My name is Graham Holmes, and I have been fortunate enough to explore these remarkable corners of our world. Today we embark on a journey not just across the cerulean waters, but deep into the heart of what makes each of these island nations so utterly captivating. We will delve into their landscapes both above and below the waves, uncover the subtle nuances of their cultures, and consider the practicalities that shape a visitor's experience. Join me as we unravel the splendors of the Seychelles and the Maldives. We shall compare their terrestrial grandeur with their underwater kingdoms, their societal fabrics, and even the considerations of peace of mind one must weigh. By the end of our exploration, the hope is that you, the aspiring visitor, will have a clearer vision of which particular paradise calls most compellingly to your own spirit of adventure and desire for tranquility. The Seychelles archipelago, a collection of some 115 islands, stands as a testament to the Earth's ancient geological past. Unlike their Maldivian counterparts, many of these islands are granitic, remnants of the supercontinent Gondwana, thrusting dramatically from the ocean floor. These are not mere sandbanks, they are miniature continents possessing a rugged, primeval beauty that sets them quite apart. Their silhouettes, often jagged and imposing, are softened by a verdant cloak of tropical rainforest. A haven for life forms found nowhere else on this planet. Here the very air seems to hum with vitality. The calls of endemic birds echo through dense canopies, a symphony composed over millennia of isolation. Exploring these islands often means venturing into these forests, where trails wind upwards, revealing breathtaking panoramas at every turn. The granite, weathered by eons, forms extraordinary sculptures. Colossal boulders, smoothed by wind and water, perched precariously or tumbling down to meet the turquoise embrace of the sea. This is a landscape that invites, indeed demands, active exploration. The Morne Seychellois National Park on the main island of Mahé is a prime example of this untamed wilderness. Its peaks, though modest by global standards, offer challenging hikes through misty cloud forests. Here one might encounter the elusive Seychelles scops owl or marvel at the pitcher plants, carnivorous wonders perfectly adapted to their environment. The effort of the climb is invariably rewarded, not just by the views, but by the profound sense of immersion in a truly ancient ecosystem. This is a world away from the gentle, low-lying islands many associate with tropical escapes. Beyond the mountains, the coastline itself is a marvel. Beaches such as Anse-Lazio or Anse d'Argent are famed worldwide not just for their powdery white sands and clear waters, but for the monumental granite formations that frame them. These are not simply idyllic stretches of sand, they are geological art galleries where nature's raw power and delicate artistry are displayed in equal measure. The interplay of light and shadow on these ancient stones creates a constantly shifting spectacle, captivating the eye and stirring the soul. And then there is the unique flora. The Vallée de Mai, a UNESCO World Heritage Site on the island of Praslin, is often described as a living remnant of a prehistoric forest. It is here that the legendary coco de mer palm grows, producing the largest seed in the plant kingdom. Walking beneath its colossal fronds is like stepping back in time, to an era when giants roamed the earth. The air is thick with the scent of damp earth and exotic blossoms, a truly intoxicating experience for any nature enthusiast. The wildlife, too, is a key part of the Seychelles' allure. Giant aldabra tortoises, gentle behemoths roam freely on certain islands, their slow, deliberate movements a reminder of life lived at a different pace. Birdwatchers will find themselves in a veritable paradise, with numerous endemic species, from the vibrant Seychelles paradise flycatcher to the unassuming Seychelles warbler, saved from the brink of extinction by dedicated conservation efforts. These islands are a living laboratory of evolution. For those who seek more than just a sun lounger, for whom a holiday means engaging with the natural world in a tangible, physical way, the Seychelles offers an unparalleled experience. The opportunity to hike through pristine rainforest, to scale granite outcrops, to discover hidden coves accessible only by foot or by boat is a powerful draw. It is a place where the land itself is as much an attraction as the sea that surrounds it. The very structure of these islands, their dramatic inclines and dense vegetation, dictates a different kind of interaction than one might find on a flatter, more water-focused archipelago. Here, one looks upwards towards the peaks as often as one gazes out to the horizon. The sense of discovery is palpable, whether you are navigating a winding coastal road or following a barely there trail into the island's interior. This intrinsic connection to the land, this offering of terrestrial adventure, is a defining characteristic of the Seychelles. It is a paradise, yes, but a paradise with an adventurous spirit, a wild heart that beats strong beneath its beautiful exterior. It appeals to the explorer, the naturalist, the hiker, the individual who finds solace and excitement in the embrace of rugged, untamed nature. The granite mountains are not merely a backdrop, they are an invitation. The lush rainforests are not just scenery, they are ecosystems teeming with unique life, waiting to be respectfully observed. This, then, is the Seychelles, a sanctuary where the ancient bones of the earth rise to meet a vibrant, verdant present, offering a deeply enriching experience for those who come to wander its trails and marvel at its unique biological heritage. Now let us transport ourselves southwestwards to an entirely different expression of island paradise, the Maldives. Here the Earth's grandeur is not measured in mountainous heights, but in the breathtaking expanse of an aquatic kingdom. The Maldives are a tapestry woven from coral, an archipelago of over 1,000 islands, grouped into 26 natural atolls, shimmering like scattered pearls upon the Indian Ocean's sapphire canvas. These are low-lying islands, rarely rising more than a few feet above sea level, their existence intimately and inextricably linked to the vibrant coral reefs that protect them. The true magic of the Maldives reveals itself not upon the land but beneath the surface of its crystal-clear waters. This is a realm of astonishing biodiversity, a kaleidoscope of color and life that draws divers and snorkelers from every corner of the globe. The Maldivian atolls are, in essence, colossal reef structures, built over millennia by tiny coral polyps, forming intricate labyrinths of lagoons, channels, and drop-offs that teem with marine creatures. To slip into these warm, translucent waters is to enter another world. Sunlight filters down, illuminating gardens of coral in every conceivable shape and hue. Staghorn, brain, table, and delicate fan corals create a complex, three-dimensional habitat. Shoals of brightly colored reef fish, such as butterfly fish, angelfish, and parrotfish, dart amongst the formations, their movements a constant, mesmerizing dance. It is an ecosystem of unparalleled beauty and fragility. Snorkeling, even just a few steps from the shore of your resort island, can be an incredibly rewarding experience. The house reefs surrounding many Maldivian islands are vibrant and accessible, offering a window into this underwater spectacle without the need for extensive diving equipment or experience. Gentle currents carry you over coral gardens where you might encounter graceful sea turtles gliding by or spot a shy moray eel peeking from its crevice. For the dedicated diver, the Maldives presents an almost limitless array of sights. Channels, known locally as can-dos, act as funnels for nutrient-rich waters, attracting larger pelagic species. Here one might witness squadrons of eagle rays soaring through the blue, or encounter various species of shark, reef sharks, white tips, and even the majestic, though harmless, whale shark, the ocean's largest fish, which frequents certain atolls at specific times of the year. The clarity of the water is often astonishing, with visibility frequently exceeding 30 or 40 meters. This allows for an unparalleled appreciation of the underwater topography and the sheer abundance of life. Drifting along a reef wall, festooned with soft corals and sponges, watching the endless parade of marine life is an experience that borders on the spiritual for many. It is a profound connection with the wild, untamed heart of the ocean. Beyond the reefs themselves, the lagoons offer a different but no less captivating experience. These sheltered bodies of water, often impossibly turquoise, are nurseries for juvenile fish and home to creatures like stingrays, which can sometimes be seen gliding gracefully over the sandy bottoms. The iconic overwater bungalows, a hallmark of Maldivian luxury, often provide direct access to these tranquil waters, allowing guests to immerse themselves in the marine environment at a moment's notice. The very formation of the Maldivian islands, born from the patient work of coral, dictates this intimate relationship with the sea. There are no mountains to climb here, no dense rainforest to explore in the Seychelles sense. Instead, the adventure is almost entirely aquatic. The horizon is a vast expanse of blue, punctuated only by the occasional palm-fringed island or the distant silhouette of a traditional Maldivian fishing boat, the dhoni. This focus on the marine realm shapes the entire Maldivian experience. Resorts are designed to maximize access to and appreciation of the water. Activities revolve around snorkeling, diving, dolphin watching, sunset cruises, and simply gazing out at the ever-changing hues of the ocean. It is a place that encourages a slower pace, a meditative contemplation of the sea's infinite beauty. While the Seychelles offers a dialogue between land and sea, the Maldives sings a hymn almost exclusively to the ocean. It is a paradise for those who feel the pull of the deep, for whom the greatest wonders lie beneath the waves. The vibrant coral reefs are not just an attraction. They are the very foundation of this nation's existence, the source of its extraordinary allure and a delicate treasure that demands our utmost respect and protection. Chapter 3. Seychelles, a tapestry of cultures and freedoms. Beyond the dramatic landscapes and unique wildlife, the Seychelles offers a cultural experience that is as warm and inviting as its tropical climate. The Seychellois people, a vibrant melting pot of African, European and Asian heritage, have cultivated a society that is notably relaxed and open. This Creole culture, with its own distinct language, music and cuisine, forms the welcoming heart of these islands, creating an atmosphere that many visitors find refreshingly easygoing. A significant aspect of this societal fabric is the predominant Christian faith. Churches, both grand and humble, are a common sight across the islands, and religious festivals are celebrated with communal joy. This widespread Christianity contributes to a social environment where many Western customs and norms are readily understood and accepted. For travelers from Europe, the Americas or Australasia, this can lead to a sense of familiarity and ease when navigating daily life and interactions. One practical manifestation of this cultural openness is the relatively liberal approach to alcohol. Unlike some other island nations, particularly those with stricter religious observances, alcohol is widely available in the Seychelles. Supermarkets, local shops, and of course hotels and restaurants all sell a variety of beers, wines, and spirits. This accessibility means that visitors can easily enjoy a sunset cocktail on the beach or a glass of wine with their meal without undue restriction. This ease of access to alcohol contributes to the overall relaxed holiday vibe that many seek. There isn't the same need for careful planning or restriction that one might encounter elsewhere. Whether it's enjoying the local Takamaka rum, a product of the islands themselves, or a familiar international brand, the choice is generally there. This freedom, while perhaps a small detail for some, can be a significant factor for others in shaping their overall vacation experience, allowing for a more spontaneous and unencumbered enjoyment of their leisure time. The Seychellois approach to life, often described as laissez-faire, permeates many aspects of a visit. While there is, of course, respect for local customs, there isn't an overwhelming pressure to conform to stringent dress codes, especially in tourist areas and beaches. Modesty is appreciated, particularly when visiting religious sites or more remote villages, but the general atmosphere is one of tolerance and acceptance, and this allows visitors to feel comfortable and at ease in their surroundings. The cultural expressions of the Seychelles are rich and engaging. The traditional Sega and Mutia music and dances, with their African roots, are vibrant and rhythmic, often performed at local festivals or in hotels. The Creole cuisine is a delicious fusion, blending the spices of Asia with French culinary techniques and the fresh bounty of the ocean and local farms. Exploring local markets, trying dishes like grilled fish with chili, or sampling breadfruit in its various preparations is a delightful way to connect with the local culture. This relaxed cultural environment extends to interactions with the Seychellois people themselves, who are generally known for their friendliness and hospitality. English and French are widely spoken alongside Creole, which facilitates easy communication for most international visitors. There's a sense of pride in their unique island heritage, and many are happy to share insights into their way of life, further enriching the traveler's experience beyond the scenic beauty. The predominantly Christian community also means that Sundays can have a particular rhythm, with many locals attending church services. However, this does not typically lead to widespread closures of tourist-oriented businesses. The infrastructure is well adapted to catering to visitors throughout the week, ensuring that the holiday experience remains seamless. This balance between local traditions and visitor needs is a hallmark of the Seychelles approach. Compared to destinations with more conservative cultural norms, the Seychelles offers a degree of social freedom that many find appealing. It allows for a holiday where one can largely replicate the social comforts of home should they wish, while still being immersed in a unique and exotic setting. This blend of the familiar and the foreign is a key part of its charm for a broad spectrum of travelers. Therefore, the cultural landscape of the Seychelles is one characterized by a relaxed, welcoming vibe, underpinned by its Christian heritage and Creole identity. The easy availability of alcohol and the generally liberal social attitudes contribute to an environment where visitors can unwind and enjoy their holiday with a sense of freedom and comfort, making it an accessible and enjoyable cultural experience for many. Chapter 4: Maldives, Echoes of an Ancient Faith. Journeying back to the Maldives, we encounter a cultural landscape shaped by a profoundly different heritage. The Maldivian identity is deeply intertwined with Islam, which has been the state religion for nearly 900 years. This faith is not merely a private matter, but a cornerstone of the nation's laws, customs, and daily life. For the visitor, this presents a unique cultural experience, one that requires understanding and respect for traditions that may be unfamiliar. The most immediate and visible aspect of this for many travelers, particularly those staying on local inhabited islands rather than private resorts, is the expectation of modest dress. While resort islands operate under more relaxed rules, venturing into Male, the capital, or other inhabited islands necessitates covering shoulders and knees for both men and women. This is a sign of respect for local sensibilities and Islamic tradition, and adherence is generally expected and appreciated by the Maldivian people. Another significant difference stemming from the Islamic faith is the strict regulation of alcohol. Outside of the licensed resort islands, alcohol is prohibited in the Maldives. It cannot be purchased in local shops or consumed on inhabited islands. For travelers whose holiday enjoyment often includes a casual drink, this is a crucial distinction. Even bringing alcohol into the country for personal consumption is not permitted, and it will be confiscated at customs. This prohibition means that the social atmosphere on local islands is quite different from that found in the Seychelles or many westernized tourist destinations. Life revolves around family, community, and the mosque. The call to prayer 5 times a day is an integral part of the rhythm of life. While this offers a fascinating insight into a deeply religious society, it also means that the nightlife and entertainment options found in resorts are largely absent on inhabited islands. Resort islands, however, operate as distinct enclaves, catering specifically to international tourists. Here, alcohol is readily available in bars and restaurants, and dress codes are typically relaxed, similar to what one might find in any beach resort globally. This creates a somewhat dichotomous experience: the private resort offering a familiar international holiday environment, and the local islands providing a window into authentic Maldivian life and Islamic culture. Many visitors may only experience the former. Understanding this distinction is key to choosing the right Maldivian experience. If one seeks to immerse oneself in the local culture, a stay on an inhabited island, often in a guest house, can be incredibly rewarding, offering authentic interactions and a deeper appreciation for the Maldivian way of life. However, this comes with the expectation of adhering to local customs, including dress codes and the absence of alcohol. For those whose priority is a luxurious beach holiday with all the familiar amenities, a private resort island will provide precisely that, insulated from some of the stricter religious observances of the wider nation. It's important to recognize that these resorts, while geographically in the Maldives, cultivate an environment tailored to international expectations which can differ significantly from life on the local islands. The Maldivian people are generally known for their gentle and courteous nature. While their faith is central to their lives, they are accustomed to welcoming visitors from around the world, especially within the tourism sector. Respectful curiosity about their culture is often met with warmth, but it is always incumbent upon the visitor to show deference to their deeply held beliefs and traditions. The influence of Islam is also evident in the art, architecture, and craftsmanship of the Maldives. Mosques, some ancient and built with intricate coral stone carvings, are testament to the nation's long Islamic history. Traditional boat building or dhonie construction and lacquer work are other cultural expressions that reflect a rich heritage, blending practicality with artistry. Therefore, when considering the Maldives, one must be prepared for a cultural experience deeply rooted in Islamic tradition. While private resorts offer a more liberalized environment, any engagement with the wider Maldivian society or stays on local islands requires a mindful approach to customs regarding dress and the consumption of alcohol. This offers a chance for a different kind of cultural immersion, one that values respect and understanding of a way of life governed by ancient faith. Chapter 5. Navigating Paradise: Considerations of Safety and Serenity. When dreaming of idyllic island escapes, the practical consideration of safety and peace of mind invariably and quite rightly comes to the fore. Both the Seychelles and the Maldives are generally considered safe destinations for tourists, welcoming millions each year. However, like any place in the world, they each possess their own nuances regarding crime and security, which warrant careful consideration by the discerning traveller. The Seychelles, with its larger land masses, more dispersed population, and a socio-economic fabric that includes areas of varying prosperity, does unfortunately experience a higher incidence of certain types of crime compared to the Maldives. Petty theft, such as pickpocketing or opportunistic snatching of unattended belongings, can occur, particularly in more crowded areas on popular beaches, or sometimes involving break-ins of rental cars or unattended accommodations. While violent crime against tourists is rare, it is not entirely unheard of. This necessitates a degree of vigilance that visitors should maintain. Standard safety precautions, such as not leaving valuables unattended on the beach, locking car doors and windows, being aware of one's surroundings, especially at night or in less frequented areas, are advisable. Sticking to well-lit paths after dark and perhaps avoiding walking alone in isolated spots are sensible measures. Most visits to the Seychelles are, of course, trouble-free, but an awareness of these potential issues allows for proactive safeguarding. The Seychelles authorities are aware of these concerns and do maintain a police presence. Tourist areas are generally well patrolled. However, the very nature of the islands, with their many secluded coves and extensive, sometimes remote, hiking trails, means that personal responsibility for one's safety and belongings plays a significant role. It is a paradise, but not one entirely removed from the realities that can affect any community. In stark contrast, the Maldives, particularly within the confines of its numerous private resort islands, boasts an exceptionally low crime rate. These resorts are, in effect, self-contained environments with controlled access and dedicated security. Guests on these islands can typically enjoy a very high level of personal safety and security, often leaving doors unlocked or valuables somewhat exposed with little cause for concern. Though, of course, sensible precautions are always wise. The geographical isolation of each resort island contributes significantly to this secure environment. Access is typically only by speedboat or seaplane, arranged by the resort, meaning that uninvited individuals cannot easily reach these private sanctuaries. This creates a bubble of tranquility where concerns about petty crime are virtually non-existent for most guests. The primary focus of security here is on guest safety in relation to water activities and general well-being. However, if one chooses to stay on an inhabited local island in the Maldives or visits Male, the capital city, the situation requires a little more awareness, though still generally very safe. Male is a densely populated city, and like any urban centre, minor petty crime can occur, though it is still infrequent. When visiting local islands, respect for local customs, as previously discussed, also contributes to a smooth and trouble-free experience. The strong community ties on these islands often act as a natural deterrent to crime. The primary safety concerns in the Maldives for most tourists are more likely to be related to the natural environment, sunburn, dehydration, or incidents related to water sports if safety guidelines are not followed. The resorts themselves have stringent safety protocols for diving, snorkeling, and other aquatic activities, and it is crucial for visitors to heed this advice. So when weighing these two destinations from a safety perspective, a clear distinction emerges. The Maldives, especially its resort islands, offers an environment where concerns about crime are minimal, allowing for a profound sense of relaxation and security. The Seychelles, while still a safe destination overall, requires a slightly greater degree of personal vigilance regarding property and, to a lesser extent, personal security, particularly if venturing outside resort areas or into more isolated spots. This difference doesn't necessarily make one destination better than the other, but it does highlight a factor that may be more significant for some travelers than others. For those seeking an almost complete escape from such worldly concerns, the controlled environment of a Maldivian resort might hold greater appeal. For those comfortable with standard travel precautions, the Seychelles remains a wonderfully rewarding and largely safe place to explore. Ultimately, both nations rely heavily on tourism and are committed to ensuring the safety and well-being of their visitors. The choice may come down to an individual's comfort level and the type of holiday they envision, one of near-total seclusion and managed security, or one that involves more independent exploration with a corresponding need for everyday awareness. And so, our exploration of these two Indian Ocean jewels draws to a close. The Seychelles, with its ancient granite peaks, lush, life-filled forests, and vibrant Creole culture, calls to the adventurer, the hiker, the seeker of terrestrial wonders and relaxed social freedoms. It is a land of dramatic beauty, offering a dynamic interplay between rugged landscapes and inviting seas, a place where the earth itself tells a story of deep time and vibrant evolution. The Maldives, in contrast, whispers the siren song of the sea. Its atolls, born of coral, cradle lagoons of impossible blues, and beneath the waves, a silent, dazzling kingdom thrives. Here life moves to a gentler rhythm dictated by the tides and the traditions of an ancient Islamic faith. It is a sanctuary for those who seek solace in the ocean's embrace, for divers and snorkelers who long to witness one of the planet's most spectacular underwater theaters, often within an environment of unparalleled serenity and security. Ultimately, the choice between Seychelles and Maldives is a deeply personal one, dependent on what you seek from your precious time in paradise. Whether it's the call of the wild mountains or the lure of the tranquil reefs, I trust this journey has illuminated the path that best suits your desires. And to help you plan your adventure in greater detail, I invite you to explore my comprehensive travel guides for both the Seychelles and the Maldives, packed with insights, tips, and recommendations to make your chosen journey truly unforgettable.